So Tim Walz's goal to run as a politician and lie about bringing weapons into war and deploying to Afghanistan, Iraq, succeeded, and in a way it was kind of smart of him, because criticizing military service is always a gray line. But unfortunately, he was brutally exposed for lying about his rank because he didn't go to the Sergeant Major Academy, so he couldn't have retired as a Command Sergeant Major, and lying about where he got deployed because he was on a non-combat deployment in Italy and nowhere else. And another clip has been resurfaced on Tim Walz being a complete piece of crap and lying about going to Afghanistan. It just never ends with him.
When I talk to my constituents in southern Minnesota, and I don't care if they're Republican, Independent, Democrat, it doesn't matter to them. When I tell them, when I was in Afghanistan, you know what our troops were worried about? They were worried about their families' health care, and they were worried about their pensions. I said, do you think that's really what you want them to be worrying about? When their friends and colleagues are being shot on a daily basis, and yet at the end of the day, they have to worry about that.
Now, to be fair, there was a community note on this clip saying he spoke about being in Afghanistan because he visited the country while in Congress, but I couldn't verify that at all, so we're going to assume the worst of Tim Walz because he is the worst. And of course, the Democrats' argument is Trump avoided the draft. Trump never served. Well, he served this country by employing thousands of people and didn't lie about his service. The Democrats love to claim that Trump called veterans suckers and losers, even though it has been debunked by multiple people in the room with him, and even though there was no evidence. But unfortunately for them, Trump has been honoring our soldiers for decades. Let's take a listen to a 2007 Trump.
So, I mean, this is a total catastrophe, and you might as well get out now because you're just wasting time and lives. You know, nobody talks about the soldiers that are coming back with no arms and no legs. And I saw at Mar-a-Lago on Mondays, I make Mar-a-Lago my club that you know about.
In Palm Beach.
I make that twice now. On a Monday, I let returning Iraqi injured soldiers come to the premises. The most beautiful people I've ever seen. But they're missing arms and legs. They're with their wives. Sometimes they're with their girlfriends. And the tears are coming down the faces of these people. I mean, the thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands, and the Iraqis that have been just maimed and killed. This war is a horrible thing. Now, President Bush says he's religious, and yet 400,000 people, the way I count it, have died, and probably millions have been badly maimed and injured. What's going on? What's going on? And the day we pull out, it's going to explode. We're keeping the lid on a little bit. It's still a catastrophe. But the day we pull out, because they're in a civil war, whether we want to admit it or not, they're in a civil war. Look, everything in Washington has been a lie. Weapons of mass destruction was a total lie. It was a way of attacking Iraq, which he thought was going to be easy, and it turned out to be the exact opposite of easy. He reads 60 books a year. He reads a book a week. Do you think the president reads a book a week? I don't think so. He doesn't watch television. Now, one thing I know is that when I'm on television, I watch, or I try. Because you do. Your own ego says, let's watch. Let's see whether it's good or bad. You want to watch, right? He doesn't watch television. So he's on television being interviewed by you or somebody else. He doesn't watch. Does anybody really believe that? Now they're doing this whole scandal with the U.S. attorneys. Now they're finding emails. And it's proven to be a lie. Everything's a lie. It's all a big lie.
The thing that we can appreciate about Trump is that he criticizes everyone on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans. And as soon as you irritate the elite and expose these wars for what they truly are, that's when you get all the negative press, because our politicians need their military-industrial complex money to exist. Without their donor money, they're useless. And I think it's a shame that super PACs exist as a way to donate unlimited amount of money to a political candidate to influence our elections. So if you don't support a specific country, for example, Israel, well, you're not going to get all that Israel PAC money, and there goes your candidacy. It's kind of ridiculous.